Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Cassandra here, and today we have another book review. So if you're new here, go grab yourself a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. I just had my lunch, so I'm not having a hot drink yet. But today we are having another book review, and today we're going to be talking about Suffer the Children. So Suffer the Children is a book that has been recommended. Jordaline Reads has mentioned it in her, I believe it's January wrap up. She is the queen of horror books, okay? And as we all know, I have mentioned it in my yearly goals, and just I have this goal of reading one horror book every single month. So I had to give it a go. If you guys are ready for this, if you're ready, let's get it started. To start with, I didn't know too much about the book, and I'll try to spoil as little as possible. So what we know is there is, I think it's 4 or 5 different perspectives of parents, and there is this Harold's syndrome that we still don't know about. So we have this 5 different, I think, perspectives of different parents, and one day, all of a sudden, all the children die. That's how it starts. Literally within a first couple of sentences, that's what happens. So we have this Harold syndrome, which basically what it does, it killed off all the kids. You can literally see, like, it says from a perspective of the parents, they can see their kids just dropping to the floor. So any child that's under, like, if they haven't been through puberty yet, that's when it's going to happen. Doesn't matter. Even ladies that have been pregnant with children, that has killed the children that has been in their bellies, you know? And we go on this adventure with 4 or 5 different parents. We have a doctor and his wife who have lost their child a year prior to that. We have a Joanne who is a babysitter, and she also has 2 of her own kids and her husband Doug. Then we have Ramona, who is single. There is a love interest in there for a while. And then we had someone else, and there's a few other little smaller characters. So the entire book, just want to let you know, guys, that I don't really, zombies are not my thing, and that's what I expected this book to kind of, and so I expected this book to just be like, oh yeah, they're going to die, come back to life, and what happens next. The book took me for such a roller coaster. I really enjoy the fact that there has been a doctor's friend, and some of the things that were happening, they had actual, like, medical background. They will explain it in very easy to grasp way. So Suffer the Children has, I didn't know where it was going. I didn't know if it was going to be paranormal. I didn't know if it was going to be, you know, like, they transform into whatever. It was great. It kept me on my toes. I read it in 2 sittings. Like, when I tell you that it was a gripping, my heart was pounding, I wanted to know what was going to happen next. It was absolutely brilliant. If you are someone who might be struggling with grief, I might not be a book for you. It was a little traumatic, and seeing it almost from the parents' point of view, you could really feel for them. So now, so yeah, it's not what it seems. It's great, such a good ride. It has a medical background. It has a lot of descriptions. So if you're squeamish, first of all, maybe don't read horror books. If you're sensitive on topic of children, again, the title says Suffer the Children, so maybe not for you. But just for, it's not really spoilers, but maybe getting you more into the plot. So if you don't want to know more, then I would say, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've read it, or if you're going to read it, drop it down below. Let me know what book have you read that you would like me to react to, and that'll be it. And then for those who wanted to know a little bit more about the book, because I feel like I would have loved to know a little bit more, maybe I would have gotten a little bit earlier on. So basically we have all those different children, so they collapse on the floor. So for example, Joanne's kids have been in the park and they just collapsed onto the floor, and 3 days later, well, Doug, to start with, Doug is a like a trash person, trash man, bin man. So he comes around, he picks up people's trash, he works for a company. So basically when it all happened and all those kids are just collapsed to the floor, he has been called in to actually go and gather all the bodies and put them in this massive grave. And literally hours before the grave's supposed to be covered, the kids start waking up, And then we go on this massive adventure where, you know, they will see those kids decomposing because none of the parents wanted to give them away. You know, even Doug himself and Joanne, they kept their kids, you know, in the garage, just in plastic bags. But they describe how blue and green, how their stomachs are puffing up. And it is this crime hardcore. And then we go on this adventure where those kids are coming back to life. And we have them for X amount of time and they die again. And it's this, they have this cure and it keeps on going, and how scary it would be. Imagine the entire population of kids that are under puberty have died, including the babies that have been in people's stomachs. Imagine what that does to the world. We're talking magazine, we are talking teachers, we are talking pediatricians, we are talking toys, we are talking anything and everything, because the parents that have been in TV and, you know, I don't know, musicians and footballers, they had kids. Those kids are dead. It's all over the world. No kids have survived. And so just thinking about it as I was reading, it was almost like, holy shit, if that actually happened, it would be so traumatic. It would be so, you know, in 20 years time, you have no one left. The teenagers are going to be fully adult. If they haven't gotten rid of, I'm sorry if you can hear everything. I have my dryer going on and there's such a wind outside, it's wild. But imagine everything that we do, only the people that didn't have kids were able to go to work. You know, there are people panic buying and crazy. The book really had me at the edge of my sofa the whole time. And like I said, I've read it in two reads. I like the medical intrications and kind of seeing like, this is what is happening to them, this is how we could cure it. And, you know, there is government trying to get involved, what people would actually do for their loved ones. It's wild. So I really enjoyed it, guys. I really don't want to spoil anything else. I wish I would have done a reading vlog for it because it would have been an amazing one. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you have read it. Drop it down below what you thought. Is definitely 4.5 stars for me. It was great, especially that I am definitely not a zombie kind of person, and that's what I went into thinking is going to be. Don't worry, it's not. So yeah, it was very, especially with what's happening in the world right now, you know, getting some kind of disease type thing, syndromes. It's scary to realize that if something like that happened, how quickly the world would just, you know, be in panic. So very, very creepy. And I loved it. I don't know what else to say. Please, if you are into any kind of horror, or if you think that kids can be creepy, read this book. And yes, definitely. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what I should read next. If you have any horror books I should react to or do a reading vlog on. This is a first part of my 48-hour weekend readathon. I am currently reading through the A Court of Mist and Ruin and all that jazz before the Court of Silver Fury? Is that the one? Silver Flames. A Court of Silver Flames comes out. So I am catching up. I'm rereading, re-listening to the books, and that's what I decided to do this weekend. Suffer the Children was the last book that I wanted to read before I get into that. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and until the next time, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.